Welcome back to Sika Strength and welcome back to the Sika Stand news show. Every Monday we're coming at you with a news show, a mix of everything really. Weightlifting, powerlifting, combat sports, random things in sports, anything that piques your interest for a news show. So it's not like really like an up-to-date news show, it's more like a what interests the lads news show that's happened in the last few days kind of news show.
It's more like an Instagram search history news show. What have you seen this week?
I'll tell you what I've seen. And to starting today's news show, we've got a honey badger fighting 3 leopards. I love honey badgers. Do you know they know to go for a lion's testicles?
How?
They just know.
How do they know that?
How
honey badgers don't give a fuck.
Do you know they can, if they're poisoned or they've ingested venom, they'll just go to sleep into like a coma and metabolize it. It's very hard to poison them.
What?
Yeah, I love them.
As well, he's getting bitten here and he just doesn't give a fuck.
He doesn't care.
See there, like that's a big bite. And he's just straight back up.
Ferociously intelligent.
Yeah.
I love this. I love he's attacking all of them just to let them know. That's how you take on a group of 3.
Yeah.
You attack everyone.
Unfortunately,
yeah.
I feel like he dies.
No, actually, they said he just walked off. The people taking the thing just walked off.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Now, onto a very much less impressive animal, but something that I said I'd like to see someone's training, and you've probably seen the title, is Liver King or Brian Johnson. Some footage had surfaced recently. Apparently it's Brian Johnson releasing this footage, I assume to keep the hype train going. And damn it, I understand. Oh, we're playing into it now again, I understand that. But I did say I wanted to see what his lifts looked like.
Yeah.
I did say that.
No.
And not worried enough for a video on its own, but definitely into the news show. Shout out to
People
Alex.
want to see it.
Shout out to Alex for finding this stuff, you know. He's always on
Alex is just right up there.
So we've got a 310 kilo jerk. 310 pound jerk. And I'm not talking about the Liver King.
I think 310 pounds is like 138.
140 maybe, 138.
Yeah.
So it's 310. I actually haven't watched this because I keep it raw. I'm gonna assume it's shit.
I have a vision in my head for how this is going to look.
Wait.
And I'm going to say...
Are you assuming what? What are you going to say?
I'm going to say it'll be jerky on the way down, pressed out in front. Mm-hmm. His wrist's going to be really kicked back, and then he'll have absolutely no semblance of elbow lockout.
I'm going to add to that, I'm going to say a very flat back foot. So back heel's going to be very close to the ground, very straight back leg. Lockout's going to be 4 inches in front of his head.
There it
Nailed
is.
it.
That is literally exactly how I thought it was going to look.
This is how long we've been involved in weightlifting. You can just tell. You can actually just tell. A very beardless, but probably still on gear. Now here is a 340 pounds by 8 squat, so that's 155 kilos, I think.
Okay.
Now I did watch these squats, and I will give it to him. They're good squats.
Are they?
Very good squats for someone doing.
He looks so different without the hair and beard, doesn't he?
Yeah. It's definitely him as well. If you look at all the other videos, there's some other things, but so high bar. Fairness to him,
Have you seen these squats?
I've seen them. Yeah, he's bearing them. In fairness, they're good squats. 155 by 8 might be like a 200 kilo squat. Just enough to get into Sikistan, just to get this passport stamped. No, they're
good squats.
Like a bit very hip swingy or whatever, but I wouldn't expect any less from someone doing CrossFit for 150 by 8.
The blue Ray-Bans with those black and red Addy powers, very, very textbook CrossFit.
That'll age this video for you. Yeah.
It's
they don't really wear CrossFit still wear knee sleeves. They've changed from.
It used to be a thing where everybody. It used to be a thing where everybody wore those blue Ray-Ban sleeves. It was just a thing. If you were squatting, deadlifting, power cleaning, or doing thrusters, you wore those blue Ray-Bans. Then the rock tape ones came out.
The rock tape.
And then you had to wear the rock tape ones around your ankles if you were doing any weightlifting. Mm-hmm. If you were doing wall balls or handstand push-ups or even skipping, then you'd pull them up.
In fairness, rock tape didn't do the thing Ray-Ban did, was send you one knee sleeve.
That was the worst thing ever. I had a lot of people who I was coaching or even in the gym we had where they'd order knee sleeves and one would arrive and then they'd have to wait another 3 weeks for the second one to arrive.
But it was like €60 knee sleeve as well.
Yeah. So in his emails to Derek, he said he's still doing, to Derek and to the mysterious coach who's now been named, Vigorous Steve. In both of those, he was saying he was doing CrossFit and he was following Westside Conjugate CrossFit programming. So clearly he's doing similar training to that still.
Yeah, like obviously not real programming. Hey. Now on to weightlifting news. So obviously the weightlifting World Championships is on the moment, 2022 in Bogota, Colombia. Colombia themselves are cleaning up. They're getting a lot of medals. I think they've nearly 5 gold medals at the moment, I think, and there's a few other medals. Obviously, China are topping the medal race, but they did not win the 89 kilo class, which is probably the one I was looking forward to the most. Tian Tao didn't lift due to altitude sickness, is what he said, so he's gone fishing.
Yeah.
And we also didn't have Nino, who suppose he pulled out for injury, but when we were talking about the Rad 140 testing recently, someone asked, wonder if he pulled out because of new testing methods.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a good call from someone.
Oh, that's a great call.
I wouldn't speculate widely like that ever.
But it's interesting.
But interestingly.
Yeah.
But what we did have was Carlos Nazar clean and jerked 220 kilos for a world record. Now, Carlos is still 18 as an 89 in competition. Let me just refresh this. We get it from the start.
Just a powerful human being.
Missed 217 before this and then came for 220. He's incredible. I love the Bulgarian socks. So we've seen him do 225 in training, but supposedly he's done 230 in training.
Okay.
So it makes sense why he'd miss like 2 kilos more and then be able to go up.
Yeah. His jerk that's as solid a jerk as I've seen him make at those heavier weights, you know.
Yeah, it is 220. Like, how much can you criticize someone for that?
Yeah. Like it's a good effort. It's a good lift. Like.
Yeah, it's what can you say about a 220 at 89? Like, what can you really say if it goes overhead? There's just
yeah.
There's nothing you can really like.
And you're the world champion and world record holder.
Yeah, I would wonder what's happening with drug testing because, for example, Bonat was a bronze medalist in London, so big enough name in weightlifting in terms of like he was certainly a somebody, you know. So I'd love to know what's going on behind the scenes at the moment in terms of anti-doping and drug testing in weightlifting. I'd love to know what's happening. Is it more the same or is there different avenues going down?
Yeah, I haven't heard anything recently, especially about this world. Hopefully some stuff will come out of the woodwork in the next 3 or 4 months. We'll get to hear about it.
But that means someone's going to test positive, which I don't think I want.
Incredibly impressive.
So then we have Ramat set 200 kilo clean and jerk from the 73s from the B session, which I love. Great jerk.
Do you know what his opening total was, Gareth? The fact that he went into the B session?
I don't know, but obviously wasn't.
Yeah.
I assume he planned this to give himself time to just be like, okay,
yes.
I'm going to do this. Because obviously you don't clean and jerk records by being like, oh, I feel kind of good today. You know,
no,
lads,
no.
I tell you what, I was doing 170s all wrong prep
and
I just felt good for 200.
Out of nowhere.
Like, so you don't really do. This was obviously planned. It was obviously to put the fear of God into people in the A session to know that you'd have to beat a world record clean and jerk.
Yeah.
And it's probably different knowing you can do a world record clean and jerk in that session. You know, you've like tit for tat sometimes, but when you have to think about that all evening, when you know Ramat has done that, you know, and imagine how kind of like comfortable he can sit in the stands watching the A session.
The other thing is you have to think about the people in the A session now with their openers, you know.
Yes.
When they're putting in, suddenly that 3 kilo bump up is, I'll have to do that because that clean and jerk is sitting over. Especially if you're looking for a medal in the clean and jerk.
Yes.
You know, like every medal is important for a professional athlete. If you're going to this game thinking, oh, the snatch isn't this World Championships thinking snatch isn't in a great position, but I have a good opportunity here for the clean and jerk. And somebody a 22-year-old comes into the B session and knocks it out of the park. He's
very yacked. Just like his dad was an international weightlifter as well. I think you see in the background actually. Look, we've got another hop forward here at hip contact, but no new showing for ragging on people's technique.
No, the new show here is to see people see the lifts and be like, that's great.
Yeah. And I love how jacked he is, you know.
Yeah.
You can't imagine or you can't dissuade the fact that he's super jacked and his jerk is very strong. You know.
No.
Do you think the jerk's in
Like
control?
those two things are congruent, Garth.
Yeah, I think that bar is very under control.
I think so.
Incredible. Now,
yeah, very, very nice.
So here's our man Frozen Soul Lifty on Yarkin's Instagram, right? So he's just doing some snatches, okay, which isn't really the important thing. What is important here is that our boy Winder 102 is seen doing some split jerks at 140, which I thought was quite interesting. So here's them. They're almost good. They're slightly off.
Okay.
But it's very interesting to see that he's doing split jerk.
I wonder would a power jerker like that ever just use the split jerk as a training tool?
No, it's a good split jerk, but I wonder is he making the switch? It'd be very interesting to see. It's a good split jerk.
His power jerk's phenomenal though.
Yeah, but it's still power jerking at the end of the day. And David Bazanian is still on the national team, which is very interesting. Because I thought he tested positive. But that doesn't mean you can't be on the Russian national team anyway.
Yeah. Technically, they've all tested positive.
Not all of them. Not all of them.
Not everyone.
Okay, so here we have Kyle Bruce. So Kyle Bruce is an Australian weightlifter. I've talked to Kyle a couple of times. He's a very nice dude. Him and his missus own a gym in Australia. Isabel, both very good weightlifters for Australia. But here's a 180 by 3 clean triple he did.
This is insanity. This is insane.
So Kyle is an 81 kilo lifter usually. I think he's moving up recently, but at the time early this year, I think he would have been an 81. So gets after it in training. Just that's the first clean is so powerful, and then those 2 hand cleans are just all grit.
The second rep, that first hand clean, when he just keeps holding on to it, that is sheer and utter mental grit.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, somebody who's training with the animal kid, with Aaron for that long, you're going to pick up some a little bit of hardiness, but that's insane. Like, the barbell's floating out here and just gets after it.
We're in for the third one.
Yeah.
Now, moving on from our weightlifting section, we have probably one of the most impressive squats I've seen in a while. So this is, Keenan Lee squatting at USAPL Hong Kong's first meet, 350 kilos. Now, we do have some powerlifting squats in here sometimes, but this is amazing. He buried this, and it's so fucking easy. He's a 110 kilo athlete, or competes as 110. But my God. No,
that particularly the ascent, like as he's coming back up there, a lot of like the powerlifters with that kind of mid, like low bar back squat, high bar positions, a lot of time they'll hit depth nicely, they'll be quite controlled, but the way back up will be a grinder, like their main issue is just making sure you stay moving the whole time and don't stop at any point.
Yeah.
This is immaculate.
This kind of looks like there's 370 there. It's hard to know what it looked like as he gets heavier, but looking at these, this is one of my favourite squats I've seen in a while in terms of powerlifting. Because it's basically a high bar squat with 350.
I'm not going to lie, I would really like to see him do that with a weightlifting bar and bumper plates.
Oh, yeah, I would.
Even just 2 bumper plates on the inside and you move the plates out a small bit and you get to use some of that speed,
Yes. Now, here we have, Terence Titus, 67 years old, deadlifting 305 conventional. Masters world record.
That is insane.
That's sickening.
Yeah.
That's incredible. It's so impressive.
It's and you're not going to have any muscle breakdown issues there, I feel.
No.
I feel like that's a man who will do well in the sit and stand test.
Yeah.
As he ages,
And the sit and reach test, and the grip strength test.
Yeah, I think that is one of the stronger 67-year-old in the world.
How strong was he before that he's pulling 305 now, Like, I'd love to know what his best numbers were before.
I'd love to see what he looked like as a 32-year-old. You have to assume just an beast of a man.
And it's not like he's 150 kilos here,
No.
I don't know what weight he was, but he's not a super heavy,
No, definitely not.
He's so blasé about it as well, which I love. That's the best thing about this, is he's just super casual about coming up to 305.
Yeah.
He's just kind of, after as well, he's like, yeah, it's a good lift.
For me, if I have an athlete deadlifting 300 kilos, it's a strong athlete, We were looking at one of our one-to-ones earlier today, doing his 300 kilo deadlifts, and you just have to always remember that it's 300 kilos. This is 305 kilos at 67 years old.
Yeah, conventional.
Let's
not just get out.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Absolutely.
Then to finish off, we have Emil Norling. So I hope I'm saying that right. He's a Swedish powerlifter. So meet recap, he's not that happy with it, but here's a 330 kilo squat he did. He's a 110 kilo athlete as well. Not to be outshined by Keenan's 350, sorry, but this 330 caught my eye as well, and that's something I wanted to include as well.
It's a very nice squat. This is kind of what I was saying about that, the slowing down on the way up, and that's kind of indicative of a lot of powerlifters maxing out. One thing I really noticed about him, once he pushed his knees forward, his knees are staying forward, which is like one of the vital components, being able to stay upright and not having those knees shooting back and that kind of hinging over position. It's a very nice squat. I really like it.
He's very thick.
Yeah.
He's all that 110 and more.
That pair of quads is immaculate.
Yeah, he's definitely bet into that class.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed today's news show. Let us know your favourite part, and if we missed anything obvious, but I don't think we did. I think we caught the big ones. Definitely that 305 deadlift.
Yeah.
Carlos is 220. Keenan's 350. All crazy stuff.
Yeah, and as always, thanks to everyone who tags us and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Mentions us as comments. It is actually very useful for us, but also it's very entertaining as we go throughout the week. So
Yeah.
thanks for that.
Yeah, tag Sika Strength on Instagram or on TikTok if you want, if you see something impressive. Primarily Instagram though, and very frequently we do see stuff that we add to the news show, and it's very useful because there's a lot of you guys out there. Thanks for watching.